Chapter 1. The Cosmic Mirror, Seeing Yourself in the Universe. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself. Carl Sagan. Key Concepts and Insights. From the atoms in your bones to the light in your eyes, you are not apart from the universe. You are woven from its very fabric. Every particle in your body was once part of a star. You are not merely in the universe, you are the universe, reflecting back on itself. This understanding is not just poetic, it's scientific. Modern astrophysics confirms what ancient mystics intuitively knew. The elements that make up your body, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, were forged in the hearts of dying stars. When those stars exploded, they scattered their elemental essence across space, giving rise to new worlds, and eventually, you. You are stardust with consciousness. You are the echo of galaxies thinking, feeling, and asking, "Who am I?" This realization begins to dissolve the illusion of separation. The boundary between you and everything else starts to blur, revealing a deeper truth. You are the cosmos awakening to itself.
Real-life example. Carl Sagan's wonder. Carl Sagan, the renowned astrophysicist and science communicator, often spoke of this cosmic connection. In his famous series, Cosmos, he reminded us, the nitrogen in our DNA, the calcium in our teeth, the iron in our blood, the carbon in our apple pies were made in the interiors of collapsing stars. To Sagan, science was not dry data, it was a source of profound awe and humility. Looking up at the night sky, he saw not just stars, but origins, not just galaxies, but reflections of ourselves. He helped millions recognize that we are not insignificant specks in a vast universe. We are the universe in human form, with eyes to witness its own majesty. Practical exercise. Night sky meditation. Tonight, go outside. Find a place where you can see the stars, away from city lights if possible. Lie down or sit comfortably, and simply look up. Breathe slowly. Feel your body resting on the earth, which spins in a galaxy that floats in infinite space. Now reflect. What if this is not just a sky, but your extended body? What if you are not looking at the universe, but into a mirror? Let yourself dissolve into the vastness. Feel how ancient, mysterious, and yet deeply familiar it is. You are not small. You are not separate. Stay in this presence for a few minutes. Let wonder arise.
The universe awakening. When we see ourselves not as isolated beings, but as expressions of the cosmos, something shifts. We stop searching for meaning outside ourselves and begin to realize we are the meaning, we are the mystery, we are the universe waking up through human eyes. This shift in self-perception is not merely inspiring, it is transformative. It invites us into a deeper, more expansive way of being, one that is rooted not in ego, but in cosmic awareness.
Chapter 2. Earth, the Sacred Home. Earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. Chief Seattle. We often live as if we are separate from the natural world, as though nature is something outside of us, to be used, controlled, or visited on weekends. But this separation is an illusion, one that brings not only ecological destruction, but also deep spiritual disconnection. The truth is far more intimate. Earth is not just our environment, it is our body, our breath, our sacred home. According to the Gaia theory, Earth is not a passive rock floating through space. It is a living, self-regulating system where oceans, forests, animals, and even weather patterns are deeply interconnected to maintain the balance that supports life. Some scientists and indigenous traditions alike describe this planet as a conscious being, a mother, a mind, a soul. To harm the earth is to harm ourselves. To reconnect with her is to begin the journey back to wholeness.
The illusion of separation. The modern world teaches us to see ourselves as separate from nature. We live in buildings, drive machines, and spend most of our time indoors. We talk about the environment as if it were a distant backdrop to human affairs. But in truth, you are nature. Your lungs breathe the exhale of trees. Your heartbeat follows the rhythm of the moon and tides. Your food, your water, your very life all come from Earth. When we forget this, something inside us begins to ache. This inner unrest is not just personal, it is ecological. We are homesick for our own sacred ground. Real-life example. Indigenous wisdom from the Amazon. The Achuar people of the Amazon rainforest live in a world where the earth is alive, conscious, and sacred. They believe that every river, tree, and mountain holds spirit. They don't seek to conquer nature, they live in constant conversation with it. For them, a healthy community is one that listens to the forest. They hunt and farm in harmony with nature's rhythms, never taking more than they need. When modern loggers arrived with machines and profits in mind, the Achuar saw not just an ecological threat, but a spiritual sickness, a forgetting of our true place in the web of life. Their way of life reminds us that living in balance with Earth is not just ecological, it's sacred. Practical exercise, grounding walk in nature. Try this simple practice to reconnect with the living earth. Go outside to a park, forest, field, or beach, anywhere with natural elements. Remove your shoes if possible and feel the ground beneath your feet. Walk slowly, in silence. Feel the textures, hear the sounds, breathe in the scents. With each step, repeat inwardly, I belong to the earth. After 15 to 20 minutes, find a quiet place to sit and journal. What did you notice? How did your body feel? Did you feel more connected or more alive? The more you practice, the more you'll feel held, not by thought, but by life itself. Summary. Returning to the sacred. Earth is not a resource. It is our shared spirit, our common ground. When we reconnect with her, we don't just become better stewards. We become more awake, more whole, more human. Reconnecting with Earth is not just about saving the planet. It's about remembering who we truly are. Chapter 3. Time, the illusion that divides. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Eckhart Tolle. Key concepts and insights. Time as we experience it feels undeniable. We schedule our days, measure our age, and tell stories of our past and future. Yet time, for all its power over us, is not an absolute reality. It is a mental framework, a tool created by the human mind. In truth, the universe does not tick like a clock.
It unfolds in cycles, seasons, moon phases, life and death. It does not flow in fixed minutes or deadlines. The earth spins, the tides rise, the body breathes. Nature flows, it doesn't rush. It is our mind that splits time into past, present, and future, and often traps us within it. The illusion of time divides us from the only reality that ever exists, this moment. Awakening is the return to this truth. Living in presence is to awaken spiritually, to shift from identifying with time-based thoughts, I was, I will be, to simply being here now. The past exists only as memory. The future exists only as imagination. The present is the only place where life actually happens. This doesn't mean forgetting your history or ignoring tomorrow. It means releasing your attachment to living through time and instead living through awareness. Real-life example, finding peace beyond time. Jared was diagnosed with late-stage cancer in his 30s. At first, he was consumed by fear, regrets about the past, anxiety about how much future he had left. But one day, lying in the hospital garden, something shifted. He began to simply notice the wind on his skin, the sound of birds, the color of the sky. He said, "In that moment, I wasn't thinking about dying. I was just alive, fully, totally alive." That moment felt timeless and free. Jared's physical condition didn't change overnight, but his inner world did. He found deep peace not by controlling time, but by letting it go.
Now only awareness each day. Practice 5 minutes of pure presence. Sit quietly, eyes open or closed. Notice your breath, your body, your surroundings, without labeling or analyzing. If thoughts of past or future arise, gently return your focus to this exact moment. Ask, what is happening right now? Feel it fully. Do this daily. Over time, you'll begin to feel the difference between thinking about life and being alive. Summary: the power of letting go. Time is a useful tool, but a poor master. When we become enslaved to past stories or future fears, we lose touch with the present, where truth and peace live. Letting go of time doesn't mean giving up responsibility. It means giving up the illusion that life is elsewhere. Presence is freedom, and presence is always now. Chapter 4. The Language of Energy, Vibration, and You. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla. Key concepts and insights. Beneath the visible world, there is a hidden language, a silent pulse that connects all things. This language is energy, and its dialect is vibration. From the swirl of galaxies to the beat of your heart, everything in the universe is vibrating. Even what appears solid is, at the microscopic level, a dance of vibrating atoms. You are not a fixed, separate thing. You are a waveform of energy, constantly shifting. Your thoughts, emotions, and states of consciousness each carry their own vibrational signature. You are a broadcasting station, and your frequency determines what you resonate with in life. When your vibration is high, aligned with love, peace, and joy, you feel light, creative, connected. When it's low, dominated by fear, anger, or stress, you feel heavy, blocked, or out of sync. Understanding this changes how we heal, grow, and relate to the world. Your inner frequency. Every thought you think is a signal. Every emotion is energy in motion. Positive states like gratitude and compassion raise your vibration.
Negative states like resentment or shame pull it downward. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, but becoming aware of their energetic tone. When you tune in to your frequency, you begin to consciously shift how you experience life. Energy flows where attention goes. Real-life example: sound healing and stress release. Lena had suffered from chronic anxiety and muscle tension for years. Traditional therapy helped intellectually, but the stress lived in her body. One day, she tried a sound healing session involving crystal singing bowls and harmonic tones. As she lay in stillness, the sound seemed to bypass her thinking mind. Her body relaxed deeply, and afterward she said, "It felt like my nervous system recalibrated. I cried, not from sadness, but from release. Something heavy lifted. What words couldn't reach, vibration did." Lena continued weekly sound meditation and noticed lasting calm, clarity, and emotional balance.
Practical exercise. Tune into your energy with sound. Try this 5 to 10-minute practice to shift your vibration. Choose your medium, a soft chant, a favorite calming song, or even silence. Sit or lie comfortably. Close your eyes. Let the sound fill your awareness. Feel it in your body. If you're using silence, listen deeply to the quiet. Place your hand on your heart or solar plexus. Ask, "What is the vibration I feel right now? What do I need to harmonize with peace?" Allow any emotions to arise. Let them move through you. Do this regularly to reconnect with your energetic state and gently guide it higher. Summary: resonance is reality. Everything in your life, relationships, health, even opportunities, responds to your vibrational frequency. When you are aligned with high vibration states, you naturally resonate with clarity, connection, and flow. You don't have to force the universe to work for you. You just have to tune yourself to its rhythm.
Chapter 5: The Inner Universe, Exploring Consciousness. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. We spend much of our lives exploring the outer world, gathering information, chasing experiences, analyzing the material universe. Yet the greatest mystery of all lies within, consciousness itself. What is this awareness behind your eyes, this silent witness of thoughts, emotions, and sensations? Mainstream science often treats consciousness as a byproduct of the brain, an accidental outcome of neural activity. But a growing number of thinkers, mystics, and scientists challenge this view. They propose something far expansive. Consciousness is not produced by the brain, it is the very ground of reality. Just as the ocean gives rise to waves, consciousness gives rise to thoughts, perceptions, and identities. You are not your thoughts. You are that which is aware of thought, spacious, silent, timeless. Awakening is the moment you turn inward and recognize your own infinite depth. The vastness of awareness. Awareness is not bound by the body or the mind. It does not age. It is not limited by memory or language. At your core, beyond personality and story, you are pure awareness, vast, luminous, and formless. This inner space is not separate from the cosmos.
The stars above and the silence within arise from the same source. To awaken to this truth is to realize you are not in the universe is in you. Real-life example, a meditator's awakening. Tomas had been meditating for years, seeking peace and clarity. One day, during a silent retreat, something shifted. In a moment of stillness, all sense of self dropped away. There were no thoughts, no time, no Tomas, just awareness, silent, boundless, alive. Afterward, he described the experience. It wasn't like I found something new. It was like I remembered something ancient. That I am not this person. I am the space in which this person appears. The insight didn't make him stop being human, but it changed everything about how he lived. He became less reactive, more present, more compassionate, not because he tried to be, but because he saw himself and others as consciousness itself.
Practical exercise. 10-minute self-inquiry. Who am I? Sit in a quiet place. Close your eyes. Let your body relax. Begin by observing your thoughts. Let them come and go, like clouds passing in the sky. Now gently ask yourself, who am I? Not your name, not your role, not your history. Keep returning to the question, letting it open space rather than seeking an answer. Notice what remains when thoughts are quiet. Who is aware of the question itself? Sit in that awareness. Rest in it. This practice is not about finding a clever answer. It's about discovering the silent presence that has always been watching, without judgment, without form. Summary: the inner cosmos. Just as space stretches endlessly above, consciousness stretches endlessly within. To explore your own awareness is to journey into the heart of the universe, not with telescopes, but with stillness. Awakening is not about adding something new to yourself. It is about seeing what has always been true, that you are the vastness you seek.
Chapter 6. Cosmic Cycles, Death, Rebirth, and Transformation. To die before you die is to truly live. Eckhart Tolle. Nothing in the universe stays the same. Stars are born, burn bright, collapse and scatter their essence across galaxies, seeding the birth of new worlds. Trees shed leaves to grow again. Cells in your body die and regenerate constantly. The cosmos itself is a dance of death and rebirth, and we are part of that same rhythm. This cycle is not tragic, it is sacred. The death of a star becomes the birthplace of new life. The end of a chapter invites the beginning of another. Personal transformation follows this universal pattern. When something in us falls away, an identity, a belief, a role, it can feel like loss, but within that space lies the seed of awakening. Letting go is not the end, it is the opening. Growth mirrors the cosmos. We often resist change, clinging to the familiar, but just as the universe flows through seasons, so must we. Emotional breakdowns often precede breakthroughs. The loss of something external can uncover an internal truth. Suffering, when fully faced, becomes a portal to depth and clarity. When we surrender to these natural cycles instead of fighting them, we become participants in the cosmic flow,
not victims of it.
Real-life example. From collapse to clarity. Amara was a successful businesswoman, confident, accomplished, and admired. Then, within 1 year, her marriage ended, her business failed, and her health declined. She described it as a personal apocalypse. In the ashes of what she once called her life, Amara did something radical. She stopped striving and started listening. She began meditating, walking in nature, writing, and simply being. What emerged was not the same Amara rebuilt, but a truer one, simpler, softer, more aware. I didn't just recover, she said. I became someone who had never existed before. And she was free. Her outer world fell apart, but her inner self was reborn.
Practical exercise, reflecting on your inner season. Take a quiet moment to journal with this question. What am I being invited to release and rebirth in my life? Is there a habit, belief, or identity that feels heavy or outdated? What might be trying to emerge in its place? Don't rush the answer. Listen gently. Nature never forces its seasons. It allows them. You are no different. Summary: sacred transformation. Transformation isn't a mistake or a crisis. It's a cosmic law, a sacred unfolding encoded in all life. Death is not the opposite of life. It is a part of life's rhythm. To grow is to let go. To awaken is to surrender to the cycle. Whether in galaxies or in hearts, one truth remains. Something must dissolve for something deeper to arise.
Chapter 7. The Observer. Becoming aware of awareness. The moment you start watching the thinker, a higher level of consciousness becomes activated. Eckhart Tolle. One of the most profound discoveries of both modern science and ancient wisdom is this: the simple act of observing can transform reality. In quantum physics, the famous double-slit experiment showed that particles behave differently when observed, implying that conscious observation affects outcomes. In meditation and mindfulness, a similar truth emerges. When we observe the mind instead of identifying with it, something shifts. We step out of the storm of thoughts and into the clear space of awareness. This space, the observer, is the doorway to inner freedom.
You are not your thoughts. Most people live caught in a stream of thinking, unaware that it is possible to watch the mind rather than be swept away by it. Thoughts arise. I'm not good enough. This shouldn't be happening. What if I fail? We believe them, react to them, and suffer under them. But when you take a step back and simply notice the thought, something remarkable happens. You are no longer the thought. You are the awareness that sees it. This is the beginning of awakening, not by changing your thoughts, but by disentangling from them. Real-life example. A therapist shifts the lens. Jasmine, a trauma-informed therapist, began integrating mindfulness into her sessions. Rather than helping clients fix their thoughts, she guided them to observe them without judgment. One client, struggling with anxiety, began to notice, "I keep telling myself I'm unsafe, even when nothing dangerous is happening." By simply watching these patterns, rather than resisting or indulging them, the client experienced more calm and clarity. Over time, they became less identified with the anxious voice in their head and more rooted in present-moment awareness. Jasmine reflected, "Teaching clients to become the observer does more than reduce symptoms. It reveals a deeper truth.
They are not their pain. They are the space in which healing happens. Practical exercise, 10 minutes of silent thought observation. Find a quiet space and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and bring attention to your breath. Now, shift your focus to watching your thoughts. Don't judge, control, or follow them. Just observe. If a thought arises, silently say, "Thinking," then let it pass. If you get caught in a thought, gently return to observing. Keep doing this for 10 minutes. Note, you don't need to stop thinking, just stop being lost in thought. With practice, you'll begin to experience a deeper awareness beneath the mental chatter, a stillness that is not disturbed by the mind's movement. Summary: the power of the observer. Awakening is not about changing who you are, it's about realizing who you are not. You are not the inner critic, the mental story, or the emotional storm. You are the witness, the sky behind the clouds, the stillness behind the noise. As the observer strengthens, so does your freedom. You respond rather than react. You choose presence over patterns. In observing the mind, you step into the vast, clear space of awareness itself.
Chapter 8. Love, the Universal Binding Force. Rumi said that love is the bridge between you and everything. In the physical universe, scientists describe gravity as the force that holds planets in orbit, keeps stars in clusters, and binds galaxies together. But in the realm of consciousness, another force is even more powerful: love. Love is not just a human emotion, it is the energetic glue of the universe. It dissolves separation, transcends identity, and pulls us back into unity. When fear fragments, love restores wholeness. When the mind divides, love reunites. In every spiritual tradition, whether through the compassion of the Buddha, the selfless service of Christ, or the unity of Advaita Vedanta, love is seen as the highest expression of awakening. Not the love that clings or depends, but the love that simply is, unconditional, spacious, and free. Healing the illusion of separation. The root of suffering is the belief that we are separate from others, from the earth, from the universe. This illusion births fear, competition, loneliness. But when you touch the depth of your being, you find not emptiness, but connection to all life, to the breath of the stars, to the stranger on the street. That connection is love. To live from love is not weakness. It is alignment with the deepest current of life itself. Real-life example: community rising in love. After a massive earthquake struck a small town, homes were destroyed and lives disrupted. But something beautiful happened. The community, regardless of age, status, or background, came together. People opened homes, shared food, offered comfort. What bureaucracy couldn't organize, love spontaneously orchestrated. Maria, a school teacher, said, "We lost so much, but I've never felt more connected, more alive. In tragedy, we found each other." Disaster didn't create love, it revealed it, what had always been there beneath the surface of separation. Practical exercise, a daily act of unconditional kindness. Each day, commit to one act of kindness without expectation. Smile at a stranger. Send a kind message. Pick up trash in your neighborhood. Forgive someone silently in your heart. Let it be small. Let it be pure. Then pause. Feel the resonance of love not just in them, but in you.
Over time, these small acts will not just change the world, they will change your frequency. Summary: living from the deepest force. Love is not reserved for romanticism or sentimentality. It is the unifying frequency of all creation. When you live from love, you stop seeing others as separate. You stop needing to prove or possess. You begin to radiate a presence that heals by its very being. Living from love is not idealism. It is the natural state of a being awake to reality.
Chapter 9. The Human Crisis, a Call to Cosmic Responsibility. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. Native American proverb. The challenges facing humanity today, climate change, conflict, social unrest, are symptoms of a deeper crisis, a profound disconnection from ourselves, each other, and the earth. At its root, this crisis reflects inner fragmentation, the illusion that we are separate from the web of life and from the cosmic whole. Healing the planet requires healing the human heart. Personal awakening is not a solitary luxury, it is a vital contribution to collective transformation. When individuals awaken to their interconnectedness, they naturally shift toward compassion, stewardship, and conscious action. Our inner evolution and the Earth's well-being are inseparable.
Real-life example. Greta Thunberg's spark. Greta Thunberg's rise as a global voice for climate action illustrates how individual awakening can ripple into a worldwide movement. From a young age, Greta felt deeply connected to the earth and anguished by its suffering. Her clarity and courage inspired millions to question old habits and demand urgent change. Her example shows that awakening is not passive. It calls us to engage boldly with the world for the highest good. Practical exercise. 3 shifts for the planet. Take a moment to reflect and list 3 habits you can shift in your daily life that support planetary health. Examples might include reducing single-use plastics, conserving energy or water, choosing plant-based meals more often, supporting local and sustainable products, practicing mindful consumption and waste reduction. Commit to starting small and notice how these actions deepen your connection to Earth and self.
Awakening as collective evolution. Your awakening is not just a personal journey. It ripples outward, influencing your family, community, and the planet. When we heal ourselves, we help heal the world. The call of our time is clear: to embody cosmic responsibility by living in harmony with Earth and each other. This chapter closes with an invitation. Will you answer the call? Chapter 10. The Universe Awakens Through You. You are the universe expressing itself as a human for a little while. Eckhart Tolle. One of the most profound truths of awakening is realizing that you are not a separate individual living in the universe. Instead, you are the universe itself, coming alive, becoming aware through you. Every thought you think, every feeling you hold, every action you take is the cosmic process unfolding in human form. You are both the observer and the observed, the wave and the ocean. This understanding invites a radical shift in how you see yourself and your life. You are not a passive passenger. You are an active participant in the universe's ongoing evolution. Awakening is not just personal freedom. It is cosmic responsibility.
Real-life example. A life of service. After awakening to this unity, Maya chose to dedicate her life to service. She left behind a lucrative corporate career to work with marginalized communities, believing that her actions were part of a greater whole. Maya's life became a living meditation, each act infused with the awareness that serving others was serving the universe itself. She said, When I see myself as the universe, my work is not work anymore. It's love in motion. Practical exercise, vision journaling. Take 15 minutes to journal on this prompt. If I lived as the universe itself, how would I act, feel, and relate? How would you treat others? What choices would you make? How would you embody awareness and compassion? Allow your answers to come from a place beyond the mind. Imagine yourself as the vast, conscious flow of all existence.
Living the universe's awakening. Your awakening is not an isolated event, but a milestone in the universe's own awakening. By living consciously, aware of your connection to all life, you become a channel for cosmic evolution. The universe does not awaken without you, and you do not awaken apart from the universe. Live as this truth. Let every moment be an opportunity to reflect the infinite awareness that you truly are. With this understanding, your journey continues, ever deeper into the mystery, the wonder, and the boundless reality of existence.